I'd like to have you take us through your entrepreneurial journey all the way back. I saw that you have a degree from the University of Virginia and actually began in finance
Yeah.
and actually began your career as a financial analyst with Intel. And so you went from there to, I think, starting a company. What inspired that move?
Yeah. So I double majored in two seemingly opposite degrees, environmental science and finance. And so I grew up in the suburbs of Washington, D.C., fell in love with the outdoors. So I always say that my environmental science degree got me out to Oregon because here I am. During this whole COVID bit, which is a whole new world that we're in, my family and we've been at Black Butte Ranch for the past 3 weeks, where we have a place here. And that's originally what brought me out to Portland was working here during a summer. But finance employed me. So it was really helpful to have that degree. I absolutely respect the work that you do on the accounting side. I'm not an accountant. I've never gotten an accountant degree, but yes, as you mentioned, I was a financial analyst at Intel, and it was very much kind of in an corporate operations finance role of budgets and planning and things like that. A lot of what you do is perform analysis to justify a no. So you justify like, no, you can't hire 10 more people. No, you can't spend here, do this return on investment analysis to say, no, another metal layer on the chips would cost close to $1 billion or something like that. And so I think part of why I decided to leave Intel and start my entrepreneurial journey, one, both my parents are entrepreneurs, and so definitely have a close-knit family and really looked up to both of them and their journeys. And two, there's a certain creative expression that you can have as an entrepreneur to create something from nothing. And that can be really risky. And you'll hear in my journey where I have made those really risky decisions and it hasn't panned out at all. And so my journey is very much this like roller coaster of up and down. But fortunately, the last 7 years has been, a real great growth trajectory, as well as a really amazing company culture that I'm super grateful for. So, I don't know if you want me to get into specifics, but that's kind of why I left finance to go start. Originally, it was a commercial construction software company. So the document approval process, almost like DocuSign, but for getting products approved by the architect and on a commercial, job site.
So what motivated that change? Because that sounds like that would have been a lot different than what you would have been doing at Intel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's helpful to be incredibly naive when you're a young entrepreneur to not be aware of how hard it is to start a company. And part of my naivete was that my father is a third generation real estate developer and had a construction background. And so I thought, oh, well, it's in my blood somewhere. And I work at a tech company, so I must know tech, even though I knew finance, but not tech that well at all. So I just floundered around for a couple years, and I met a bunch of other entrepreneurs in the process. In the year 2000, we started this like entrepreneur peer support group called Starve Ups. We were all starving startups. And a couple of the entrepreneurs in that group were co-founders of an email marketing software company called Cooler Email. And I started reselling that software and originally to construction folks, and then it grew into networking a lot with tons of other businesses in Portland. And pretty soon we had several hundred clients, small businesses and a few larger ones, and we email ROI started to really take off, and that was started email ROI like formally at the end of 2002.
At what point in this process then did you realize that you were going to become a marketing firm essentially?
It was super organic and, kind of really, there was a lot of, I'm going to try this construction software thing. Okay, that's not working. I'm going to tweak it to building websites for contractors. Okay, that's kind of working, but it's still, there's not a lot of dollars there. And it was really lean. And then, okay, I have some friends that have this email software company, and I just, I guess through my kind of unique ability of building relationships and kind of doing that business development, I became more, I guess, sales oriented than a bean counter, and that really led towards this path of online marketing when I have zero higher educational background in marketing. I have an undergraduate business degree, but really it was very much more of life skills than it was like formal training in marketing strategies.